Hello and welcome to the Sleepy at Night channel. This evening we'll be drifting into the gentle and enchanting world of cats. These curious beings have shared their lives with humans for thousands of years, and still they never cease to intrigue us. With their velvety fur, soothing purrs, and elegant motions, cats have claimed a special place in our hearts and dreams. They exist between worlds, wild yet homely, self-reliant yet loving, skilled hunters and loyal companions at the same time. The tale of cats is old and graceful, woven through human history like a silken thread. If you enjoy these peaceful journeys, I invite you to like and subscribe or leave a simple thought in the comments below. It helps other sleepy souls find their way here too, one gentle step at a time. But for now, all you need to do is relax, get comfortable, and let the quiet presence of cats guide you softly toward sleep. Let us begin. Cats have wandered beside humans for nearly 10,000 years. Long before written records, wild cats slowly made their way toward human settlements. As early people formed farms and stored grain, mice and rats followed, drawn by plentiful food. Wherever rodents gathered, cats soon appeared. These early felines were not pets, but partners in an ancient agreement. They protected grain stores, while humans offered a dependable hunting ground. Over generations, this bond deepened. Wild cats became less wary, and humans grew fond of their presence. In time, some cats chose to remain, raising kittens near human homes and accepting food from human hands. This was not domestication in the usual sense, where humans selectively bred animals. Instead, cats largely domesticated themselves, choosing closeness to people while keeping their independence intact. Today, cats inhabit almost every part of the world. Yet within them lives the memory of those first wild cats who cautiously approached firelight thousands of years ago. Ancient Egyptians held cats in sacred regard. Along the fertile banks of the Nile, cats occupied a position of remarkable honor. They were seen as living reflections of the divine, closely linked to the goddess Bastet, who appeared as a lioness or a domestic cat. Bastet symbolized protection, fertility, and the softer side of the sun's power. Families welcomed cats into their homes not only as protectors against pests, but as blessed beings believed to bring good fortune. To harm a cat, even by accident, could bring severe punishment. When a cherished cat died, families mourned deeply, sometimes shaving their eyebrows as a sign of sorrow. Cats were mummified with the same reverence given to humans, wrapped in fine linen and laid to rest with offerings for the afterlife. Archaeologists have uncovered vast cemeteries filled with mummified cats, clear evidence of the respect these animals commanded. The Egyptians recognized something essential about cats: their elegance, their mystery, their ability to exist between the wild and the tame. In honoring cats, they honored the delicate balance between nature and civilization itself. Cats can rotate their ears 180 degrees independently. One of the most astonishing traits of a cat is its hearing. Each ear is powered by 32 muscles, allowing it to swivel almost completely on its own. A cat can aim one ear forward while the other turns back, listening to multiple sounds at once. This remarkable range helps cats pinpoint prey with incredible accuracy, even in total darkness. They can hear frequencies far beyond human ability, detecting ultrasonic rodent calls and the faintest rustle of insects in grass. When you watch a resting cat, you may notice its ears constantly shifting, making tiny movements to track the environment. Even when a cat seems asleep, its ears stay alert, turning toward unfamiliar sounds. This skill has been vital to their survival, both in the wild and alongside humans. Next time you see a cat, take a moment to watch its ears move on their own. Each one acts like a small radar dish, scanning the world for information. It is a gentle reminder of how finely tuned these animals are, how every part of them is built for awareness and precision. A cat's purr vibrates at a frequency that may encourage healing. The sound of purring is among the most comforting sounds in nature, a steady rhythmic hum that seems to rise from deep within. Yet purring is more than a signal of happiness. Studies suggest the vibrations, usually between 25 and 50 Hz, may offer healing benefits. These frequencies are linked to tissue repair, pain reduction, and improved bone strength. Some researchers believe cats purr not only when content, but also when injured or stressed, using the vibration to help heal themselves. This could explain why cats purr during labor, illness, or even near the end of life. Purring may serve as a form of self-soothing, a natural way to manage discomfort and speed recovery. For humans, being near a purring cat can lower blood pressure, ease stress, and create a deep sense of calm. The gentle vibration seems to resonate within us, releasing tension and inviting rest. To lie beside a purring cat is to be wrapped in a sound that heals both the animal and the listener. Cats sleep an average of 16 hours a day. If there is one thing cats truly master, it is rest. On average, a cat spends 16 hours each day sleeping, and some may sleep even longer, up to 20 hours. This is not laziness, but an expression of their hunting nature. In the wild, cats are ambush predators, relying on short bursts of intense effort to catch prey. Between hunts, they conserve energy through sleep. Domestic cats retain this instinct even when food arrives effortlessly. Their sleep is often light rather than deep. Much of their rest is spent in a drowsy state, aware of their surroundings and ready to react if needed. Only about a quarter of their sleep reaches deep restorative stages where dreams occur. During these times, you may see a cat twitch its paws, flick its tail, or make soft chirping sounds. They are dreaming, reliving the stalk, the chase, the leap. Watching a cat sleep offers a lesson in true rest. They seek warmth, curl into perfect shapes, and surrender fully to stillness. In a world that demands constant movement, cats remind us of the quiet power of peace. A cat's whiskers are as wide as its body and help it navigate narrow spaces. Whiskers are much more than decoration. Technically called vibrissae, these special hairs are rooted deep within the body and connected directly to the nervous system. They are extremely sensitive to touch and vibration, serving as precise tools that help cats interpret their surroundings. Facial whiskers are typically as wide as the cat's body, allowing it to judge whether it can pass through tight openings. If the whiskers brush the sides, the cat knows its body will not fit. Cats also have whiskers above their eyes, on their chins, and on the backs of their front legs, each set offering unique information. In low light or complete darkness, whiskers become essential, sensing air movement and nearby objects. During a hunt, whiskers angle forward, helping the cat pinpoint prey even when vision is limited. Whiskers also reveal emotion. When relaxed, they rest softly. When curious or excited, they angle forward. When afraid, they flatten close to the face. Watching a cat's whiskers is like reading its feelings written in subtle motion, expressed through these remarkable sensory tools. Cats have a specialized collarbone that grants extraordinary flexibility. Unlike humans and many other animals, a cat's collarbone is not firmly attached to the rest of the skeleton. Instead, it floats within muscle. This unusual structure gives cats their famed flexibility, allowing them to twist midair, slip through narrow gaps, and land gracefully after falls. It explains how a cat can leap from a height, rotate during descent, and touch down softly on its feet. This skill, known as the writing reflex, begins developing when kittens are only weeks old. The free-floating collarbone also adds to a cat's smooth, flowing movement. Watch a cat balance on a narrow ledge or pass through a space barely wider than its head, and you see this adaptation at work. Their spines are also highly flexible, with more vertebrae and greater elasticity than humans. Together, these traits make cats among the most agile animals on Earth. They move as though physics gently favors them, gliding through space with an almost magical grace. Kittens are born with closed eyes and folded ears. When a kitten enters the world, it is tiny, delicate, and entirely dependent. Its eyes are sealed shut, and its ears lie folded against its head. For the first week or more, the kitten relies completely on its mother and on touch and scent to find its way. It cannot see or hear, yet it can locate warmth and milk with remarkable accuracy. Around 7 to 10 days after birth, the eyes slowly open, revealing cloudy blue shades that will later change color. The ears unfold and gradually lift, allowing sound to enter for the first time. These early days are vital for growth. The kitten learns about the world through limited senses, forming neural pathways that influence behavior for life. By 3 weeks, most kittens can see and hear well enough to venture beyond the nest. They wobble on uncertain legs, bump into obstacles, and learn through gentle trial and error. Watching a kitten grow during these early weeks feels like witnessing a tiny miracle slowly unfold. A small life gently awakening to the depth and texture of the world around it. All kittens enter the world with blue eyes that may later shift in color. When you gaze into the eyes of a newborn kitten, you'll notice a soft, misty blue hue. This is not the kitten's permanent eye color, but a temporary effect caused by the absence of pigment in the iris and the way light moves through the developing eye. As the kitten matures, specialized cells known as melanocytes begin producing pigment, allowing the true eye color to appear. This change usually starts around 6 to 7 weeks of age and can continue for several months. Some cats keep their blue eyes, especially certain breeds like Siamese or Ragdolls, while others develop green, gold, umber, or copper tones. The final shade is shaped by genetics, specifically the amount and type of melanin in the iris. This gradual shift is one of the many quiet wonders of watching a kitten grow. Eyes that once appeared soft and undefined slowly gain depth and brilliance, revealing the unique individual the kitten is becoming. It serves as a gentle reminder that even the smallest details in nature follow intricate and beautiful designs. A group of cats is called a cloud, while a group of kittens is known as a kindle. Language is full of charming surprises, and the collective nouns for cats are no exception. When cats gather together, they form what is called a cloud. The word itself carries an old-fashioned, whimsical feel, conjuring images of cats resting in sunlit courtyards or moving together through shadowed streets. A group of kittens, by contrast, is called a kindle, a word that also means to spark or ignite. It suits the way kittens bring warmth and light wherever they go, their playful energy brightening any space. There are other names as well. A male cat is often called a tom, while a female is known as a queen, a title that fits the regal presence many cats naturally possess. Wild or feral cats living together may be called a colony, especially when they share territory and social bonds. These words remind us that our connection with cats is ancient and rich with culture and affection. We have built an entire vocabulary around them, seeking to capture something of their essence through language. Each name is a small tribute to the place cats hold in our lives. Cats have a third eyelid called a that helps protect their eyes. If you observe a cat closely, especially when it is just waking or not feeling well, you might notice a thin, translucent membrane moving across the inner corner of the eye. This is the third eyelid or nictitating membrane, also known as the most of the time it stays hidden, but it can slide over the eye to offer added protection and moisture. The helps keep the eye clean by sweeping away dust and debris, while also spreading tears evenly across the surface. In the wild, this extra layer is especially useful when a cat moves through tall grass or engages in conflict. If a cat becomes ill or dehydrated, the third eyelid may appear more often, signaling attentive caregivers that something may be wrong. Cats share this trait with many animals, including birds, reptiles, and certain mammals. It is a small yet elegant feature, a quiet mechanism working constantly to keep a cat's eyes clear and healthy. Like so many feline traits, the third eyelid reflects their wild origins and the evolutionary adaptations that help them thrive. A cat's nose print is as unique as a human fingerprint, just as no two fingerprints are alike. No two cat noses share the same pattern. The ridges and tiny bumps on a cat's nose form a design unique to each individual, a biological signature that could, in theory, be used for identification. While we don't rely on nose prints as we do fingerprints, this uniqueness is a beautiful reminder of individuality in nature. If you look closely at your cat's nose, you'll see a detailed landscape of fine lines and textures, a miniature map unlike any other. This individuality extends far beyond the nose. Every cat has its own personality, preferences, and habits. Some are bold and adventurous, while others are gentle and reserved. Some crave constant affection, curling into laps and purring at the slightest touch, while others keep a dignified distance, offering companionship on their own terms. The uniqueness of a cat's nose print is just one small reflection of the deeper truth that every cat is an individual shaped by genetics, experience, and the mysterious blend that forms personality. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, paws, and the base of their tail. A cat experiences the world through scent in ways we can hardly imagine, using it to mark territory and communicate with other cats. They depend on scent glands located in several key areas of their bodies. The most noticeable are on the cheeks, which is why cats often rub their faces against furniture, doorways, or your legs. This behavior, known as bunting, is not just affection. It is a way of claiming you and the space as part of their territory, leaving behind pheromones that say, "This belongs to me. This is safe." Cats also have scent glands in the pads of their paws, which explains their need to scratch. Scratching leaves both a visible mark and a scent marker, delivering a double message to other cats. The base of the tail contains glands as well, and cats may rub this area against objects when they feel especially relaxed and secure. These scent signals are invisible to us, but to a cat they form a layered map of their world. Every surface holds information about who has been there and when. In a multi-cat household, this scent communication becomes even more complex, a silent conversation written in molecules. When a cat rubs against you, it is marking you as family. Few gestures are more endearing than a cat approaching, arching its back and brushing its head and body along your leg. This action expresses trust and affection, but it also serves a purpose. By rubbing against you, the cat transfers its scent, marking you as part of its social group. In a cat's world, familiar scents create safety and belonging. When a cat blends its scent with yours, it forms a shared identity, a family scent that signals comfort and connection. This explains why cats often rub against you when you return home after time away. They are renewing the bond, restoring the scent that faded while you were gone. If you have more than one cat, you may see them rubbing against each other as well, sharing scent and strengthening social ties. This behavior is called olar rubbing and helps maintain harmony within a group. To be marked by a cat is to be accepted, to be claimed as king. It is a quiet honor, a sign you hold a place in the cat's world. Cats can produce over 100 different vocal sounds, far more than dogs. While dogs are famous for barking, cats possess a vocal range that is far more varied and subtle. Researchers estimate that cats can create more than 100 distinct sounds, each carrying its own meaning. There are the familiar meows, which cats mainly use to communicate with humans rather than with other cats. Kittens meow to their mothers, but adult cats rarely meow at one another. The meow has evolved specifically for interacting with people, and cats often adjust their vocalizations based on what earns a response from their humans. Beyond meows, cats use trills, chirps, chatters, hisses, growls, yowls, and of course purrs. Each sound communicates something different. A trill often signals greeting or invitation. Chattering may happen when a cat watches birds through a window, expressing excitement or frustration. A hiss is a warning, while a yowl can indicate distress, territorial conflict, or mating calls. The range and nuance of these sounds reveal the depth of feline communication. Cats may be less outwardly expressive than dogs, but they are just as communicative. You simply need to listen closely and learn the context of their voices. The meow is a sound. Cats developed specifically to communicate with humans. In the wild, adult cats seldom meow at each other. They rely instead on body language, scent, and other vocal cues. Kittens meow to get their mother's attention, but as they grow, they largely stop using this sound with other cats. When cats began living near humans, they discovered that meowing was effective at getting our attention. Over thousands of years, they refined this ability, learning which sounds prompt food, open doors, or invite affection. Some cats even develop specific meows for particular needs. Attentive owners can often tell the difference between a meow for food, a meow to go outside, and one that simply asks for attention. This is a remarkable example of interspecies communication, showing how cats adapted their behavior to connect with us. The meow is essentially a tool designed for humans, a sound that exists in the shared space between cat and person. When your cat meows at you, it is speaking a language shaped just for this bond. Cats have an exceptional sense of balance thanks to their inner ear structure. Watch a cat walk along a narrow fence, leap onto a high shelf, or move across a cluttered counter, and you are seeing this balance in action. Much of this skill comes from the vestibular system within the inner ear. In cats, this system is highly developed, giving them precise awareness of body position and movement. It works together with their flexible spine, strong hind legs, and low center of gravity to create an animal that is incredibly sure-footed. Cats make tiny adjustments to posture without conscious effort, allowing them to move confidently across precarious surfaces. This balance also contributes to their famous ability to land on their feet. When a cat falls, the vestibular system instantly identifies which way is up, triggering the body to rotate midair and position the feet downward. This righting reflex, combined with spinal flexibility, allows cats to adjust even during brief falls. It is a marvel of biological design shaped over millions of years. A falling cat can twist its body in midair to land on its feet. This ability is legendary, and deservedly so. The skill known as the righting reflex is among the most impressive feats of natural acrobatics. When a cat begins to fall, signals from the inner ear immediately indicate orientation. Within milliseconds, the cat rotates its body, starting with the head and front legs, followed by the spine and hind legs. Because cats lack a rigid collarbone and possess a highly flexible spine, they can twist the front and back halves of their bodies independently. This allows them to flip upright even from relatively short drops. Interestingly, cats require a certain falling distance for the reflex to work properly. Very short falls may not provide enough time for full rotation, while longer falls allow the reflex to activate completely. Still, extreme heights remain dangerous despite this ability. Cats have survived astonishing falls, but they are not invincible. The righting reflex is a survival adaptation, not magic. It is physics, biology, and evolution working together in a single instant. Cats can jump up to 6 times their body length in one leap. When a cat jumps, it showcases pure athletic strength. Powerful hind legs with flexible joints propel the body upward and forward with remarkable force. On average, a healthy cat can leap 5 to 6 times its body length, easily reaching countertops or refrigerator tops. This jumping skill is vital for hunting and avoiding danger. In the wild, cats leap to pounce on prey or escape threats by climbing trees. Domestic cats retain this ability even without such needs. You may see a cat suddenly spring into the air or cross a room in a single bound. This is instinct at play, the joy of movement, the celebration of physical ability. Watching a cat prepare to jump reveals intense focus. They crouch low, eyes fixed, muscles coiled. Then, in a burst of energy, they launch through space with grace and precision. It is a reminder that even the most pampered house cat carries the spirit of a wild hunter. Cats spend a large portion of their waking hours grooming themselves. If a cat is not sleeping, eating, or playing, it is often grooming. Cats are fastidious creatures, spending up to half of their waking time cleaning their fur and paws. Grooming serves many purposes. It removes dirt, loose hair, and debris, keeping the coat healthy. It also helps regulate body temperature. As saliva evaporates from the fur, it cools the body much like sweating does for humans. In cold conditions, grooming fluffs the coat, trapping insulating air. Grooming also provides comfort and stress relief. The rhythmic motion and endorphin release create a calming effect, which is why cats often groom when anxious or overstimulated. Cats also groom one another, a behavior called alligrooming, which strengthens social bonds. When cats groom each other, they show trust and affection. For solitary cats, grooming becomes a ritual of self-care, supporting both physical and emotional health. Watching a cat groom can be hypnotic. The slow strokes of the tongue, the careful attention to every patch of fur, the almost meditative focus as they clean between their toes. It reminds us of the importance of caring for ourselves and finding peace in simple, repetitive actions. A cat's tongue is covered in tiny hook-shaped barbs called pill. If you have ever been licked by a cat, you know its tongue feels rough, almost like sandpaper. This texture comes from hundreds of tiny backward-facing barbs known as papillae. These structures are formed from keratin, the same substance that makes up human fingernails and cat claws. The papillae serve several vital purposes. They help cats groom efficiently by catching and removing loose fur, dirt, and parasites. Their hooked shape works like a comb, untangling fur and spreading natural oils evenly through the coat. Papillae also assist with drinking. When a cat laps water, the barbs help pull liquid into the mouth. In addition, these barbs are useful for scraping meat from bones when a cat consumes prey. Although domestic cats rarely need to strip meat from bones, they still retain this ancient adaptation. The rough texture of a cat's tongue is another clear example of how every part of a cat's body is precisely designed for survival. It is a tool that has remained nearly unchanged for millions of years because it functions so effectively. When a cat licks you, it is not only expressing affection. It is grooming you, welcoming you into its family, and treating you as it would another cat. Cats have retractable claws that remain sharp because they are protected when not in use. A cat's claws are among its most essential tools, used for climbing, hunting, defense, and marking territory. Unlike dogs, whose claws are always visible, cat claws are retractable. When a cat walks or rests, its claws are drawn into sheaths within the paws, shielded by skin and fur. This protection keeps them sharp and prevents wear during everyday movement. When claws are needed, specialized muscles and tendons extend them instantly, ready for action. This retractable design is one reason cats are such skilled hunters. They move quietly with hidden claws, then deploy them in a split second to seize prey or climb. The sharpness of a cat's claws is preserved through the regular shading of the outer sheath and through scratching. When a cat scratches, it is not only sharpening its claws, but also peeling away the old outer layer to expose the fresh sharp claw beneath. Scratching is instinctive and necessary, which is why even well-cared for indoor cats seek out scratching posts or furniture. It is not bad behavior, it is biology. Providing proper outlets for scratching is part of honoring a cat's natural needs. Scratching is a natural behavior that helps cats shed old claw sheaths. This behavior often frustrates cat owners, but it is important to understand that scratching is not optional for cats. It is a biological requirement. When a cat scratches, it is not intentionally damaging your furniture, even if it appears that way. The cat is maintaining its claws, removing the dead outer layer to reveal the healthy sharp claw underneath. You may notice small translucent husks left behind on scratching posts or carpets, which are shed claw sheaths. Scratching also stretches the muscles of a cat's legs, shoulders, and back. After sleeping, a good scratch is like a yoga stretch, extending the body and easing tension. Scratching also releases scent from glands in the paws, marking territory and communicating with other cats. For a cat, scratching combines maintenance, exercise, and communication in one action. Understanding this helps owners provide suitable scratching surfaces and redirect behavior away from furniture. Cats are not being destructive out of spite. They are simply being cats, guided by instincts that have served them for millions of years. A cat's field of vision is wider than a human's, giving it better peripheral awareness. When you look directly into a cat's face, you are seeing the eyes of a hunter. Their large forward-facing eyes offer excellent depth perception, essential for judging distance when leaping toward prey. Even more impressive is a cat's peripheral vision. Humans see about 180 degrees, while cats can see close to 200 degrees. This broader range allows cats to detect movement on either side without turning their heads, providing a major advantage when hunting or staying alert to danger. There is a trade-off, however. Cats sacrifice some visual sharpness for this wider view. Their distance vision is not as clear as a human's, and they are better at noticing motion than fine detail. Up close, within roughly 12 inches, cats struggle to focus. This is why a cat may sniff or touch an object brought close to its face instead of simply looking at it. In the mid-range, where hunting happens, their vision excels. They are experts at tracking motion, which explains why even a well-fed house cat becomes fixated on a fluttering insect or a toy sliding across the floor. Their eyes are finely tuned for pursuit, for the instant when movement becomes opportunity. Cats see better in low light than humans, but they cannot see in total darkness. One common myth suggests cats can see perfectly in complete darkness. While cats have exceptional night vision compared to humans, they still require some light. Their low light vision comes from the structure of their eyes. Cats have a high number of rod cells, photoreceptors that detect light and motion but not color. Humans have more cone cells, which allow color vision and detail in bright light. Cats' abundance of rods makes them far more sensitive in dim conditions. Cats also have a reflective layer behind the retina called the tapetum lucidum. This layer reflects light back through the retina, giving photoreceptors a second chance to capture it. This is why cat eyes appear to glow when light hits them in darkness. In very low light, cats can see 6 to 8 times better than humans. But in complete darkness, without any light at all, cats are just as blind as we are. In those moments, they rely on hearing, whiskers, and smell to move through their environment. The glowing eyes of a cat at night are caused by the reflective tapetum lucidum. One of the most striking sights is the airy shine of a cat's eyes in darkness. When headlights pass over a roadside cat or a flashlight sweeps a dim room, the eyes glow with an otherworldly light, often green or gold. This effect comes from the tapetum lucidum, a specialized layer of cells behind the retina. The tapetum acts like a mirror, reflecting light back through the retina and improving low-light vision. This feature is not unique to cats. Many nocturnal and crepuscular animals, including dogs, deer, and raccoons, have a tapetum. Differences in structure cause variations in eye shine color. In cats, the glow depends on minerals in the layer and may appear green, yellow, blue, or orange. This adaptation shows evolution at work, shaping elegant solutions to survival challenges. For animals that hunt at dawn and dusk, strong low-light vision is essential. Cats are crepuscular, meaning they are most active at dawn and dusk. Many people think cats are nocturnal because they seem energetic at night. In truth, cats are crepuscular, with peak activity during twilight hours. This pattern comes from their wild ancestors. Their prey, small rodents and birds, are also most active at these times. Hunting at dawn and dusk offers advantages. Low light provides cover, making stalking easier, while their vision gives them an edge. This rhythm remains in domestic cats, even those that never hunt. You may notice bursts of playfulness in early mornings or evenings, with cats racing around, pouncing on toys, or experiencing what some call the zoomies. This is not random. It is the internal clock signaling hunting time. Indoor cats need an outlet for this energy, which is why interactive play during these periods helps satisfy instincts and strengthen the human-cat bond. Understanding these rhythms supports a more peaceful home. A cat's whiskers help determine whether it can fit through a space. Whiskers are not merely decorative. They are precise sensory tools. A cat's whiskers, or vibrissae, are roughly as wide as its body. When approaching a narrow opening, a cat uses its whiskers to measure it. If the whiskers pass through without bending, the cat knows its body will fit. If they touch both sides, the cat may avoid the space. This calculation happens instantly and instinctively. Whiskers sense subtle air movements and nearby objects without touch, aiding navigation in darkness or tight areas. Cats also have whiskers above their eyes that trigger protective blinking and whiskers on the backs of their front legs that help detect prey movement. Whiskers are so sensitive that some cats become stressed when bowls press against them, a condition sometimes called whisker fatigue. Respecting whiskers means understanding their role and creating comfortable environments. Cats have a strong prey drive, even when well fed indoors. A cat that has never missed a meal still carries the instincts of a hunter. Prey drive is not about hunger, but about instinct and satisfaction. This is why a fed cat still stalks toys, insects, or imaginary targets. Hunting behavior follows a sequence of stalking, chasing, pouncing, capturing, and sometimes carrying prey. In wild cats, the sequence ends with eating. In domestic cats, it may end when movement stops. This can confuse humans when cats bring home prey and then lose interest. The cat was not hunting for food, but fulfilling instinct. For indoor cats, play that mimics hunting is essential for health. Interactive toys that move unpredictably provide an outlet. Without this, cats may become bored or frustrated. Some cats bring prey to humans as sharing or teaching. One puzzling behavior is when cats bring dead animals to people. A mouse at the door or a bird on the bed can provoke strong reactions. The reasons are not fully known, but theories exist. Some believe cats are sharing food with family. Others think female cats may be teaching humans to hunt, similar to how mothers teach kittens. Cats may see humans as poor hunters and try to help. Another idea is that cats bring prey to a safe territory. Regardless of the reason, this behavior reflects trust and bonding. The cat is including you in its world. Though the gift may be unwelcome, it comes from connection. Cats have an excellent sense of smell, though weaker than dogs. While dogs are famous for scent, cats also have strong olfactory abilities. A cat's sense of smell is about 14 times stronger than a human's. They have roughly 200 million scent receptors compared to 5 million in humans. Cats use smell to explore, identify others, find food, and communicate. From birth, scent plays a critical role. Newborn kittens use smell to find their mother. As cats grow, scent helps them understand social structures. When cats meet, they sniff to gather information. Cats also have a specialized scent organ called the vomeronasal or Jacobson's organ on the roof of the mouth. When a cat encounters an interesting smell, it may open its mouth slightly in a grimace known as the Flehman response. This draws air over the organ for deeper analysis. Through scent, cats perceive a hidden layer of reality. The Flehman response allows cats to deeply analyze certain scents. This behavior looks strange but serves an important purpose. When a cat pauses, curls its lips, and holds that expression, it is engaging the vomeronasal organ to interpret pheromones and chemical signals. This organ is especially sensitive to social and reproductive scents. Male cats often display this response when detecting females in heat. Both sexes use it to gather detailed information. The Flehman response shows that cats live in a scent-rich world beyond our perception. When a cat makes this face, it is not being silly. It is reading messages written in molecules. Cats use their tails to communicate mood and intent. A cat's tail is one of its most expressive features, acting like an antenna broadcasting emotion. A tail held high with a gentle curve usually signals confidence and contentment. A cat approaching with this posture is likely friendly and open to interaction. A tail that fluffs out like a bottle brush signals fear or aggression. The cat is attempting to look larger and more threatening. A tail pulled tightly against the body suggests submission or anxiety. A tail that lashes or thumps back and forth shows agitation or frustration. If you are petting a cat and its tail starts to twitch or whip, it is often a warning that the cat is reaching its limit and may bite or scratch if the interaction continues. A tail that moves in a slow, gentle sway can indicate focus, such as when a cat is watching prey or getting ready to pounce. There are many subtle variations, and individual cats may develop their own distinct tail language. Watching a cat's tail across different situations can reveal a great deal about its emotional state and help you respond in the right way. The tail is a window into the cat's inner world, a form of communication that is always happening if we take the time to notice. A low, slow tail wag usually means irritation, not happiness like it does in dogs. One of the most common misunderstandings between cats and humans, especially for those more familiar with dogs, involves the meaning of a wagging tail. In dogs, a wagging tail generally signals excitement or joy. In cats, it often means the opposite. A cat's tail moving slowly side to side or thumping the ground usually indicates annoyance, frustration, or overstimulation. If a cat's tail lashes rapidly, it may be close to aggression. This is a clear warning, a message that says back off. Many people have been surprised by a bite or scratch from a cat they thought was content simply because they misread the tail signals. Cats and dogs speak very different languages, and their tails highlight this perfectly. Learning to interpret a cat's tail correctly is essential for anyone who wants to understand and respect these animals. If you are interacting with a cat and its tail begins that slow, deliberate motion, it is time to stop and give the cat space. Respecting these cues leads to safer, more positive interactions and a relationship built on mutual understanding. Cats often knead with their paws, a behavior carried over from kittenhood. One of the most charming behaviors a cat can show is kneading. This rhythmic pressing of the paws, alternating left and right into a soft surface like a blanket, pillow, or even your lap, traces back to infancy. Newborn kittens need their mother's belly while nursing to stimulate milk flow. The motion is deeply comforting and associated with warmth, safety, and nourishment. As cats grow older, many keep this behavior, needing when they feel relaxed, content, or in need of comfort. Some cats need before settling down to sleep, preparing their resting spot much like their ancestors once pressed down grass or leaves. Others need their humans, which is often seen as a sign of deep affection and trust. The cat is treating you as it would its mother, linking you with safety and reassurance. Some cats purr while they need, and a few may even drool slightly, signs of intense contentment. While kneading can be uncomfortable if claws are involved, it is never meant to cause harm. It is a vestige of infancy, a return to a time when life felt simple and secure. Watching a cat knead is a reminder of how powerful early experiences are and how strong the need for comfort and connection remains. Cats often sleep in high places because it makes them feel safe. If you have ever wondered why your cat insists on sleeping on top of the refrigerator, a tall shelf, or the back of the couch, instinct is the reason. In the wild, elevated spots provide safety. A cat resting high above the ground is less vulnerable to predators and has a better vantage point to observe its surroundings. Even though domestic cats face no such dangers, the instinct persists. High places offer a sense of security and control, allowing the cat to survey its territory and monitor activity below. This is especially important in homes with multiple cats or dogs, where a cat may seek high perches to avoid conflict or simply enjoy a quiet retreat. Providing vertical space, such as cat trees, shelves, or window perches, can greatly improve a cat's quality of life. It allows them to express natural behaviors and adds mental stimulation. When a cat climbs to a high spot and settles in, it is not just resting. It is claiming a throne, a place to watch the world from a position of safety and power. Understanding this need for vertical space is part of creating an environment where a cat can truly thrive. A cat's brain structure is about 90% similar to a human's. While cats may seem mysterious or alien at times, their brains share striking similarities with ours. In fact, a cat's brain is roughly 90% similar in structure to the human brain. Both have a cerebral cortex divided into lobes responsible for processing sensory input, making decisions, and storing memories. The similarities extend to gray and white matter and even to the neurotransmitters that carry signals between neurons. There are, however, important differences. A cat's brain is much smaller, weighing about 30 g compared to the human brain's 1400 g. Despite this size gap, a cat's brain is highly efficient, especially in areas related to hunting, coordination, and sensory processing. Its structure also supports complex emotions. Cats experience fear, joy, anger, and affection much as we do. They form both short-term and long-term memories and can learn from experience. This high degree of similarity between our brains and theirs is part of what makes the bond between humans and cats possible. We are not so different, and that shared neurological foundation allows for connection and understanding. Cats have an excellent memory, particularly for things tied to survival. While cats may not remember where they left a favorite toy, they have remarkable memories for information related to survival, territory, and social relationships. A cat can remember the location of food sources, safe hiding places, and the territories of rival cats. They also remember household routines and patterns, often knowing when it is time for meals or when their human is due home. Cats possess strong associative memory. If an experience was positive, such as receiving treats after a certain action, they are likely to remember and repeat it. If an experience was negative, like being startled by a loud noise in a specific place, they will remember and avoid that area. Studies show that cats can remember events for years, especially if those events carried strong emotional weight. This is why a cat may remain wary of a veterinarian's office long after a stressful visit or recognize a person it hasn't seen in years. Memory in cats is not just about storing facts. It is about survival, learning what is safe, and forming bonds that shape their social world. Each cat's whiskers are uniquely positioned like a fingerprint. Just as no two human faces are exactly alike, no two cats have whiskers arranged in precisely the same way. The placement, length, and thickness of a cat's whiskers are unique to that individual. While all cats have whiskers in similar locations, on the face, above the eyes, on the chin, and on the legs, the exact pattern differs from cat to cat. This uniqueness is more than cosmetic. The precise arrangement of whiskers shapes each cat's sensory experience and how it interacts with the world. Some cats have long, dramatic whiskers, while others have shorter, finer ones. Some curve gently, while others stick straight out. Noticing these details is part of appreciating each cat's individuality. Just as you might recognize a friend by their face or voice, a cat's whisker pattern is part of what makes it distinct. It is another reminder that while cats share common traits, each one is a unique being shaped by genetics, experience, and its own way of moving through life. Cats can rotate their ears independently to pinpoint sounds. A cat's ears are marvels of biological engineering. Each ear can move independently, rotating up to 180 degrees to capture sound from nearly any direction. This ability is controlled by 32 muscles in each ear, giving cats extraordinary precision in locating even faint noises. When a cat hears something interesting, you will often see both ears swivel toward the sound like radar dishes. If there are multiple sounds, a cat can aim one ear in one direction and the other elsewhere, processing both sources at the same time. This skill is vital for hunting. A cat stalking prey relies heavily on sound to pinpoint a mouse rustling under leaves or a bird fluttering in a bush. This accuracy allows the cat to pounce with precision even when prey is partly hidden. Ear mobility also helps cats stay aware of their surroundings during other activities. A cat grooming or eating may seem focused, but its ears are constantly moving, monitoring the environment for threats or opportunities. The ears are always listening, always alert, gathering information from every direction. A contented cat may drool slightly when extremely relaxed or happy. While drooling is more often associated with dogs, some cats drool when they are exceptionally calm or pleased. This is not a sign of illness, but rather of deep contentment. Drooling usually happens during moments of intense relaxation, such as when a cat is being petted just right, purring loudly, and perhaps kneading with its paws. The sensation is so pleasurable that the cat's body briefly loses control of salivation. Not all cats do this, and those that do may only drool in specific situations. For cats known to drool when happy, it is a charming quirk, a sign they are completely at ease. Of course, excessive or sudden drooling can signal dental or health problems, so it is important to tell the difference between happy drool and something concerning. But when a cat is purring in your lap, eyes half closed, kneading gently, and a small drop of drool appears, you can be confident the cat is experiencing a moment of true happiness. It is vulnerability, a sign of trust, and a testament to your bond. Cats have a slow blink that is often seen as a sign of trust and affection. In cat language, eye contact can be complex. Direct, prolonged staring can feel threatening. However, there is one form of eye contact with a very different meaning, the slow blink. When a cat looks at you and slowly closes and opens its eyes, almost like a relaxed wink, it is expressing comfort, trust, and affection. Many people call this a cat kiss. The slow blink tells you the cat feels safe in your presence and does not see you as a threat. You can respond by slowly blinking back, gently closing and opening your eyes while looking at the cat. Many cats will repeat the gesture, creating a quiet exchange of trust. This is a subtle, non-invasive way to build rapport, especially with shy or unfamiliar cats. Unlike touching or picking up a cat, which can be overwhelming, a slow blink respects space while still communicating warmth. It is one of the most understated forms of communication between humans and cats, yet remarkably powerful. In a single glance, a slow blink says, "I see you. I trust you. I am at ease with you here." Cats may chutter at birds through a window, a behavior tied to hunting instincts. If you have ever watched a cat staring intently out a window at birds or squirrels, you may have heard a strange sound, a rapid staccato chattering or chittering noise. Often paired with twitching whiskers and a quivering jaw, this behavior is known as chattering and is both fascinating and puzzling. The exact reason is debated, but several theories exist. One idea is that chattering mimics the killing bite a cat would use on prey, a rehearsal of the motion when the target is out of reach. Another theory suggests the sound expresses frustration. The cat sees the prey, its hunting instincts are fully engaged, but it cannot reach the target. The chatter releases that pent-up excitement. Some researchers even propose it may be an attempt to mimic bird calls, though this is less widely accepted. What is clear is that chattering is linked to prey drive. It happens when a cat is intensely focused on prey it cannot access. For indoor cats, this is common. Their world is filled with movement just beyond the glass, tantalizingly close yet unreachable. The chatter is a glimpse into the hunter's mind, a reminder that even in the safest home, the instinct to stalk and catch never truly disappears. Cats have individual preferences for where they like to be touched. Just as humans have personal boundaries, cats do too. Each cat is an individual with its own comfort zones and sensitive areas. Most cats enjoy being petted on the head, cheeks, and chin, areas rich in scent glands where touch reinforces social bonding. Many also enjoy gentle strokes along the back and shoulders. However, the belly, paws, and tail are often more sensitive and may be off limits. A cat that rolls over to show its belly is expressing trust, but that does not always mean it wants belly rubs. For some cats, belly contact triggers a defensive response, leading to bites or scratches. Many cats also dislike having their paws or tail handled, as these areas feel vulnerable. Learning a cat's preferences takes patience and observation. Watch body language. Flattened ears, a twitching tail, or pulling away signal discomfort. Respecting these boundaries is essential for trust. A cat that feels understood is more likely to be affectionate and relaxed. Forcing touch or ignoring signals damages the relationship and can lead to fear or aggression. Some cats are more vocal than others, with breeds like Siamese being especially talkative. While all cats can vocalize, some are far more chatty than others. Breed plays a major role in how vocal a cat tends to be. Siamese cats, for example, are well known for their loud, frequent, and often demanding vocalizations. They are known to converse with their owners, sharing opinions about everything from meal schedules to perceived wrongs. Oriental breeds such as the Balinese and Tonkinese are also known for being quite vocal. At the opposite end, breeds like the British Shorthair or the Russian Blue tend to be quieter and more reserved. Still, individual personality matters just as much as breed. Some cats are naturally chatty, engaging their humans in frequent conversations, meowing in response to comments and announcing themselves throughout the day. Others are more silent, communicating mainly through body language and only vocalizing when it truly matters. For people who enjoy an expressive companion, a talkative cat can be delightful, offering constant interaction and feedback. For those who prefer a quieter home, a less vocal cat may be a better match. Understanding and appreciating a cat's communication style, whether expressive or silent, is part of accepting the animal's individual personality. A cat's sense of taste is far less developed than its sense of smell. While humans have around 9,000 taste buds, cats have only about 470. This limited sense of taste means cats experience food very differently from us. They rely much more on smell and texture to decide whether something is appealing. A cat with a congested nose from a cold may refuse food, not because it tastes bad, but because it cannot smell it properly. Interestingly, cats cannot taste sweetness at all. They lack the receptors needed to detect sweet flavors, a trait that is rare among mammals. This likely reflects their role as obligate carnivores, with little evolutionary need to identify sweet foods like fruit. In the wild, their diet consists almost entirely of meat, and their taste preferences evolved accordingly. Cats can taste salty, sour, and bitter flavors and are especially sensitive to bitterness, which helps them avoid toxins. When choosing food for a cat, it is important to remember that what appeals to humans may not appeal to cats. Strong aromas, suitable texture, and high-quality protein matter far more than novelty flavors. A cat judges food through senses shaped for a predator's diet, where scent and meat richness outweigh sweetness or spice. Cats cannot taste sweetness because they lack the necessary receptors. This inability is an evolutionary quirk that makes perfect sense when considering their dietary needs. Cats are obligate carnivores, meaning their bodies are built to get nutrition almost exclusively from animal tissue. In nature, cats do not encounter sugary foods. They do not eat fruit, honey, or other sweet sources. Over millions of years, the gene responsible for sweet taste receptors became non-functional in the feline lineage. With no pressure to keep it, the trait disappeared. Today, all cats, from house cats to lions, cannot taste sweet flavors. This has practical consequences. While a dog might beg for cake or candy, a cat shows little interest, not due to restraint, but because it cannot perceive sweetness. Cats should also not be fed sugary foods, as their digestive systems are not designed for high carbohydrate intake. This adaptation highlights how closely a species' senses align with its ecological role. Every part of a cat's biology reflects its identity as a meat hunter. From teeth to digestion to taste buds, a mother cat teaches her kittens essential life skills through play and demonstration. In the wild, a mother cat serves as both caregiver and instructor. Once kittens are old enough to eat solid food, usually around 4 weeks, she begins bringing prey. Initially, the prey may be dead, allowing kittens to explore and practice safely. As they grow more capable, she may bring live prey, releasing it nearby so they can practice stalking, pouncing, and killing. This is not cruelty but education. Survival depends on learning to hunt. The mother demonstrates, and the kittens learn through imitation. Play among kittens also has an educational role. Wrestling, pouncing, and mock fights build coordination, teach bite control, and establish social limits. Domestic cats retain these instincts even when hunting is unnecessary. A mother cat with kittens will still engage in hunting-style play. Even cats separated early from their mothers often play hunt with toys, guided by instincts to practice skills they may never need. This passing of knowledge across generations is fundamental to being a cat. Kittens begin developing hunting skills as early as 3 weeks old. The shift from helpless newborn to coordinated hunter happens surprisingly fast. By about 3 weeks, kittens start showing early hunting behaviors. Their eyes are open, hearing is developing, and walking becomes steadier. You may see a kitten stalking a sibling's tail, pouncing on lint, or batting at moving objects. These playful actions form the basis of hunting skills. Over the following weeks, coordination improves and movements become deliberate. By 6 to 8 weeks, kittens engage in serious practice, refining the stalk, pounce, grab, and bite. Even though domestic kittens may never hunt for food, these behaviors are hardwired and will emerge whether the kitten grows up outdoors or indoors. Providing young kittens with suitable toys and play opportunities is not just fun, it supports healthy development and reinforces their identity as cats. A kitten deprived of play may grow into an adult with behavioral issues, frustrated by instincts with no outlet. Cats have a specialized collarbone that allows them to squeeze through narrow spaces. One of the most astonishing feline traits is their ability to fit through openings that seem impossibly small. A cat can slip through a gap barely wider than its head, twisting its body in seemingly impossible ways. This flexibility is partly due to the structure of the collarbone. Unlike humans, whose collarbones form a rigid connection, a cat's collarbone is small and free-floating, embedded in shoulder muscles rather than locking the skeleton together. This lets the shoulders compress and move independently, narrowing the body. Combined with a highly flexible spine and rotating hips and shoulders, a cat can pass through spaces that would trap most animals of similar size. This adaptation is invaluable for hunting and escape. Wild cats can pursue prey into tight crevices or evade predators by squeezing into spaces too small to follow. For domestic cats, it sometimes leads to trouble, getting stuck where they shouldn't be, but more often it simply showcases the elegance and adaptability of feline anatomy. A cat's heart beats nearly twice as fast as the human's. The internal rhythm of a cat differs greatly from ours. A healthy adult human rests at about 60 to 100 beats per minute, while a cat's heart typically beats between 140 and 220 times per minute. This rapid pace reflects their smaller size and faster metabolism. Smaller animals lose heat more quickly due to higher surface area relative to mass, and a faster metabolism helps regulate body temperature. The quick heartbeat also supports explosive activity. When a cat chases prey or plays intensely, the heart rate increases further, supplying oxygen and energy rapidly. If you've held a cat and felt its fast heartbeat, you've sensed this different rhythm, a reminder that life inside that small body runs at a faster tempo. Cats share our world, but experience it through a distinct biological lens. Cats conserve energy by sleeping much of the day to prepare for short bursts of action. Their sleep habits are rooted in hunting strategy. Cats are ambush predators, relying on stealth and sudden power rather than endurance. This requires intense energy for brief moments, followed by long rest to recover. In the wild, a cat may wait motionless for hours, then sprint for seconds. Even failed hunts expend energy. Sleep allows recovery. Domestic cats retain this pattern. Their bodies are designed for brief intensity followed by long rest. This is why a house cat may suddenly sprint through the home, then fall asleep shortly after. It is not random, but an echo of hunting cycles. Understanding this helps owners provide proper outlets for energy. Interactive play that mimics hunting, short intense sessions followed by calm, aligns with natural rhythms and supports well-being. Cats are obligate carnivores, meaning they must eat meat to survive. Unlike omnivores, cats are biologically designed to process nutrients from animal tissue and cannot thrive on plant-based diets. This is not preference, but necessity. Cats require nutrients found only in animal sources, such as taurine, vital for heart and eye health. Without it, serious illness develops. They also need preformed vitamin A and arachidonic acid, nutrients they cannot synthesize themselves. Their digestive tract is short and efficient for protein and fat, not plant matter. Their teeth are sharp and pointed for tearing meat, not grinding vegetation. Understanding this obligate carnivore status is essential for proper care. It means providing diets rich in high-quality animal protein that match millions of years of evolution. A cat's spine is extremely flexible, containing more vertebrae than a human's. Humans have about 33 vertebrae, while cats have around 53, depending on tail length. These vertebrae are smaller, loosely connected, and cushioned with elastic discs, allowing exceptional movement. This flexibility lets cats twist, arch, and contort fluidly. Watching a cat groom or rotate midair during a fall reveals this design. The spine also allows body extension and compression during running, lengthening strides and storing energy. This creates the cat's smooth, bounding gait. The spine forms the core of feline agility and hunting ability, a marvel of evolution. Cats have a unique gait called direct registering, where the back paw lands almost exactly where the front paw stepped. This makes movement quieter, reducing noise that could alert prey, and improves balance on narrow surfaces. The front paw tests the ground and the back paw follows safely. This gait is rare among four-legged animals and standard in cats. Watching a cat walk reveals this precise economy of movement, a sign of deep evolutionary refinement. Domestic cats share about 95% of their genetic makeup with tigers. The small cat on your couch is genetically close to a tiger in the wild. Both share core traits: retractable claws, sharp senses, flexible spines, and carnivorous diets. The main differences are size and environment. Watch a cat stalk a toy, and you see the same instincts at work. This genetic closeness reminds us that our gentle companions carry the legacy of powerful wild ancestors. Cats have been known to travel hundreds of miles to return home. There are many stories of cats that, after becoming lost or being relocated, have traveled astonishing distances to find their way back home. These journeys can cover hundreds of miles, stretching across weeks or even months, through unfamiliar landscapes, across rivers, through cities, and over mountains. The precise way cats manage to navigate such distances is not completely understood, but researchers believe they rely on a blend of sensory cues. Cats may depend on their powerful sense of smell, following scent trails that are invisible and impossible for humans to interpret. They may also use the position of the sun, recognizable landmarks, and possibly even the Earth's magnetic field to orient themselves. Some scientists suggest cats may possess a form of homing instinct or sixth sense, though this idea remains speculative. What is certain is that cats form strong attachments to their territory and, in some cases, to their human families. This attachment can drive them to attempt these exhausting journeys. Not all cats succeed. The journey is perilous, and many never make it home, but the fact that some do, against incredible odds, highlights the determination, resilience, and navigational skill of these remarkable animals. These stories remind us that while cats may appear aloof or independent, they are capable of deep loyalty and connection. Home for a cat is more than a location. It is a feeling, a bond strong enough to draw them across seemingly impossible distances. A cat's sense of hearing is among the sharpest of any mammal. Cats can hear sounds at far higher frequencies than humans or even dogs. While human hearing typically tops out around 20 kHz, cats can detect sounds up to 64 kHz or more. This ability allows them to hear the ultrasonic vocalizations of rodents, which often communicate in frequencies beyond human awareness. For a cat, the world is alive with sounds we cannot perceive. The squeak of a mouse is not merely audible, it is rich with information, helping the cat pinpoint location, distance, and even the emotional state of the animal making the sound. This exceptional hearing is vital for hunting. Cats often hunt in low light or darkness, where vision is limited. Being able to detect the faintest rustle or high-pitched call of prey gives them a significant advantage. Their large, mobile ears are perfectly designed to capture and funnel sound into the ear canal. Even when a cat seems relaxed or uninterested, its ears are constantly active, swiveling to catch sounds and separating what matters from background noise. In a home, this means your cat is aware of far more than you realize. It hears the hum of electronics, footsteps through walls, and the crinkle of a plastic bag in another room. To a cat, the world is a complex symphony of sound. Cats tend to prefer fresh, moving water, which may explain their fascination with faucets. Many cat owners notice their cats watching a dripping tap, batting at the stream, or drinking eagerly from it while ignoring a nearby ball of still water. This preference is rooted in instinct. In the wild, flowing water is usually safer to drink than stagnant pools, which can harbor bacteria and parasites. Streams and springs are more likely to provide clean, fresh water. Over time, cats evolved a preference for moving water as a survival strategy. Domestic cats still carry this instinct. Even though their bowls are regularly cleaned, the sight and sound of running water trigger an ancient recognition that the water is safe and fresh. This is why many owners invest in pet water fountains. These provide continuous movement, appealing to a cat's instincts and encouraging better hydration. Proper hydration is essential for feline health, particularly for kidney function, so anything that promotes drinking is beneficial. When you see a cat staring intently at a faucet, it is not simple curiosity. It is instinct, a memory of ancestors who had to choose water sources wisely to survive. Some cats are born with extra toes, a condition known as polydactyly. Most cats have 18 toes, 5 on each front paw and 4 on each back paw. However, some cats inherit extra toes due to a genetic trait called polydactyly. These cats may have one or several additional toes, most often on the front paws. The condition is harmless and does not cause pain or mobility problems. In fact, some believe polydactyl cats have improved balance or climbing ability because of their larger paws. The trait is more common in certain regions and cat populations. Historically, polydactyl cats were considered good luck by sailors who believed the extra toes helped them balance on ships. Ernest Hemingway famously adored polydactyl cats, and a colony of them still lives at his former home in Key West, Florida, where they are cared for as part of his legacy. The extra toes often give the paws a mitten-like appearance, and some cats have impressively large feet. Genetically, the trait is caused by a dominant gene, meaning kittens have a strong chance of inheriting it if one parent is polydactyl. These cats are a reminder of the genetic variety within domestic cats and the small, harmless variations that make each one unique. A cat's average lifespan is about 12 to 15 years, though many live longer. How long a cat lives depends on factors such as genetics, diet, environment, and access to veterinary care. On average, domestic cats live between 12 and 15 years, but with good care, many reach their late teens and some even their 20s. The oldest recorded cat lived to 38 years, though such longevity is extremely rare. Indoor cats generally live longer than outdoor cats because they are protected from traffic, predators, disease, and harsh weather. Outdoor cats face many risks that can shorten their lives. Diet also plays a key role. Cats fed high-quality, balanced nutrition tend to be healthier and live longer. Regular veterinary care, including vaccinations, dental treatment, and early detection of illness, can add years to a cat's life. As cats age, they may slow down, sleep more, and develop conditions such as arthritis or kidney disease. Still, many senior cats remain alert, affectionate, and engaged well into old age. Caring for an aging cat is a privilege, a chance to give back to a companion that has offered years of comfort and companionship. It also reminds us to treasure each day with these animals whose lives, though shorter than ours, are no less meaningful. Senior cats often become more affectionate with age. Many people notice their cats seek more human contact as they grow older. While kittens and young cats are typically energetic and independent, older cats often become calmer and more interested in quiet companionship. This change can be explained by several factors. Aging cats may feel more vulnerable and seek the warmth and security of close contact with their humans. They may also experience discomfort from age-related conditions like arthritis, and physical closeness can provide relief. Older cats may also value routine, familiarity, and the reassuring presence of a trusted person. A cat that was once distant may start following you from room to room, sitting on your lap more often, or sleeping beside you at night. This increased affection is a gift, a deepening bond built over years. It also shows that cats can change and grow. Their personalities evolve over time, shaped by health, experience, and relationships. Responding to a senior cat's growing need for comfort and closeness is one of the most tender parts of sharing life with these animals. Cats are crepuscular, meaning they are most active at dawn and dusk. A cat's daily rhythm is closely tied to the movement of the sun. Being crepuscular means cats are naturally most active during low-light periods at sunrise and sunset. This pattern comes from their wild ancestors, who found these times ideal for hunting. Prey animals, especially rodents, are also active during twilight, making these hours the most productive for a hunt. Dim light gives cats enough visibility with their excellent night vision while providing cover from prey and threats. In homes, this crepuscular rhythm often appears as bursts of energy in the early morning and evening. A cat may wake you at dawn with playful energy or demand attention as night approaches. Understanding this rhythm helps owners work with, rather than against, feline instincts. Scheduling interactive play during these peak times satisfies the cat's need to hunt and burn energy, leading to more restful nights. A cat that sleeps much of the day and becomes active at night is not being difficult. It is simply following a biological clock shaped over millions of years. Cats can reach speeds of up to 30 miles per hour in short bursts. When a cat runs, its speed is astonishing. A domestic cat can reach around 30 mph, though only briefly. This speed comes from powerful hind legs, a flexible spine that acts like a spring, and a lightweight frame. In the wild, this ability is crucial for catching prey or escaping danger. A cat's sprint is explosive and short, designed for a final dash or quick escape. Afterward, the cat needs rest to recover. This explains why a cat may suddenly race through the house at full speed and then collapse moments later. Compared to larger animals, 30 miles per hour may not sound extreme. A cheetah can reach 70 mph, but for an animal weighing 10 pounds or less, it is extraordinary. Combined with agility and rapid direction changes, this speed makes cats highly effective hunters. Watching a cat run flat out reveals the wild athleticism hidden beneath its calm exterior, a glimpse of the predator within. The pattern on a cat's nose is unique, much like a human fingerprint. Just as every person has a distinct fingerprint, each cat has a unique nose print. The ridges and bumps on a cat's nose form a pattern specific to that individual. No two cats share the same nose print, making it a potential identification method, though it is rarely used. This uniqueness is a small but powerful reminder of individuality in nature. Even cats of the same breed with similar coats are physically and genetically distinct. This individuality extends to personality, behavior, preferences, and even microscopic details like the nose print. When you look closely at your cat's nose, you are seeing a map that belongs to that cat alone, a biological signature unlike any other. This uniqueness deepens the bond between humans and cats. You are not caring for a generic animal, but sharing life with a one-of-a-kind being, irreplaceable and distinct, with its own habits, quirks, and tiny unique nose pattern. Cats have a special layer in their eyes that helps them see in low light. The tapetum lucidum is one of the most remarkable features of a cat's eyes. This reflective layer sits behind the retina and acts like a mirror, reflecting light back through the photoreceptor cells. This gives the retina a second chance to capture light, effectively amplifying it and allowing cats to see in conditions that would leave humans nearly blind. The tapetum lucidum is why a cat's eyes appear to glow in the dark. Light reflects off this layer and bounces back out of the eye. The color of the glow can vary, appearing green, gold, or blue depending on mineral content and light angle. This adaptation is shared by many nocturnal and crepuscular animals, but in cats it is especially well developed. Combined with a high concentration of rod cells that detect motion and light, the tapetum lucidum makes cats formidable hunters in dim conditions. They can move, hunt, and play where humans would struggle. It is one of many adaptations that allow cats to thrive between day and night. In this twilight world, cats rely on their whiskers to measure spaces and navigate darkness. Whiskers are far more than decorative hairs. They are highly sensitive tactile tools that provide essential information about the environment. The technical term for whiskers is vibrissae, and they are deeply embedded in the skin, surrounded by nerves and blood vessels. Each whisker connects to the nervous system and detects subtle touch and air movement. This makes whiskers invaluable for navigation, especially in darkness. As a cat moves, its whiskers sense nearby objects without direct contact, helping it avoid obstacles and judge tight spaces. A cat's facial whiskers are typically as wide as its body, allowing it to assess whether it can fit through an opening. If the whiskers touch both sides, the cat knows its body will not pass. Cats also have whiskers above the eyes that trigger protective blinking, and whiskers on the back of the front legs that help sense captured prey. Without whiskers, a cat would struggle to move confidently, especially in low light. These remarkable hairs are essential tools for interacting with the world. A cat may bring you prey as a sign of affection or an attempt to teach. One of the more puzzling behaviors cat owners encounter is finding a dead mouse, bird, or insect left as a gift, sometimes on the doorstep or even the bed. While unsettling, this behavior makes sense from the cat's perspective. There are several explanations for why cats bring prey to humans. One is sharing. Just as cats in colonies share food, bringing prey may signal that the cat considers you family. Another theory is that the cat is trying to teach you how to hunt. Mother cats bring prey to their kittens as a way of teaching them vital survival skills. And because many cats seem to regard their humans as somewhat clumsy or inexperienced members of the family, they may be attempting to help by offering a hunting lesson. Another possibility is that the cat simply carries its catch back to a safe location, its home territory, where it feels secure enough to eat or play with it. Whatever the motivation, this behavior is deeply rooted in instinct and social bonding. While it can be unpleasant to encounter, it is actually meant as a compliment. The cat is including you in its world and sharing something it considers valuable. Responding with anger or revulsion can confuse and distress the cat. Instead, calmly redirecting the behavior, discreetly disposing of the gift, and appreciating the cat's intention is the most compassionate response. Many cats dislike having their bellies touched, even when they expose them. One of the most frequent misunderstandings between cats and humans centers on the belly. A cat rolls onto its back, revealing its soft underside, and the human assumes this is an invitation for petting. But when the hand reaches out, the cat suddenly grabs and bites. What happened? In feline language, showing the belly is a sign of trust and relaxation, not necessarily a request for contact. The belly is one of the most vulnerable areas of a cat's body, and most cats instinctively guard it. When a cat displays its belly, it is saying, "I trust you not to harm me, not please touch here." For many cats, belly contact triggers a defensive reflex. Feeling exposed, the cat reacts by grabbing and biting, not out of aggression but instinct. That said, some cats do enjoy belly rubs, and the only way to know is through careful observation and gradual testing. When a cat shows its belly, start by petting the head or back. If the cat stays relaxed and nudges its belly toward you, it may welcome gentle contact. But if the ears flatten or the tail flicks, it is best to respect the boundary and admire from afar. Cats have an exceptional sense of balance due to their inner ear structure. A cat's grace and agility are supported by an extraordinarily refined sense of balance centered in the vestibular system located in the inner ear. This system detects head position and movement, helping the cat maintain equilibrium. In cats, it is highly developed, providing rapid, precise information about body orientation in space. This allows a cat to walk confidently along narrow ledges, leap accurately between surfaces, and land on its feet after a fall. The vestibular system works together with the cat's flexible spine, strong muscles, and low center of gravity to create remarkable sure-footedness. When a cat falls, the vestibular system instantly signals which direction is up, and the body rotates midair to align the feet downward. This righting reflex is instinctive and begins developing when kittens are only weeks old. Balance is so central to a cat's existence that inner ear problems can be profoundly disorienting and stressful, affecting walking, jumping, and navigation. For a healthy cat, balance is a silent, constant guide behind every effortless movement. A cat's pupils can shift from thin slits to wide circles depending on light and motion. One of the most expressive features of a cat is its eyes, especially the pupils. In bright conditions, pupils contract into narrow vertical slits to protect the sensitive retina. In low light, they expand into large circles, letting in as much light as possible. This dramatic range is crucial for functioning across changing light environments. Pupil size also reflects emotional state. When a cat is excited, frightened, or aggressive, pupils may dilate widely even in bright light as part of an adrenaline response that prepares the cat for action. A calm, relaxed cat may have narrower pupils, even in dim settings. Learning to interpret pupil size alongside other body language cues offers insight into a cat's emotions. Wide pupils can signal excitement or fear, while narrow pupils may indicate calm or, when paired with flattened ears and a lashing tail, aggression. A cat's eyes truly reveal its inner state, shifting with every emotional and environmental change. Cats have been domesticated for nearly 10,000 years. The bond between cats and humans stretches back roughly 10,000 years to the beginnings of agriculture. As humans settled and stored grain, rodents were drawn to these supplies. Wild cats followed, attracted by abundant prey. Humans soon recognized the benefit of cats controlling rodents, while cats benefited from reliable hunting and eventually food scraps and shelter. This was not deliberate domestication like that of dogs, but a gradual, mutual relationship. Cats that tolerated human presence thrived, and over generations these traits became more common, resulting in domestic cats. Notably, cats are less fully domesticated than dogs, retaining much independence and wild instinct. This dual nature is part of their appeal. They are companions, yet still wild at heart, carrying the legacy of solitary hunters that once lingered near ancient campfires. A cat's purr is created by rapid vibrations of muscles in the larynx. The sound of purring is one of nature's most soothing mysteries. Scientists long debated its mechanism, now understood as rapid muscle vibrations within the larynx. These muscles open and close the space between the vocal cords, called the glottis, about 25 to 50 times per second. As air passes during both inhalation and exhalation, the familiar rumble is produced. Cats can purr continuously while breathing, allowing them to purr while eating, being petted, or even giving birth. Purring includes varied frequencies and patterns that express different emotions. A gentle purr signals contentment, while louder purring may request food or attention. Some cats purr when anxious or in pain, using vibration to self-soothe. Purring is communication, a way to express emotion and bond with others, feline or human. A cat's whiskers can signal mood, moving forward with curiosity and flattening with fear. Whiskers serve as emotional indicators as well as sensory tools. When curious, whiskers sweep forward to gather information, aiding investigation or hunting. When relaxed, they rest neutrally along the face. When frightened or defensive, whiskers flatten back to protect them and reduce profile size, signaling discomfort. Reading whisker position along with other cues improves human-cat communication, helping respond appropriately with play, comfort, or space. Whiskers constantly communicate a cat's internal state. Some cats are more vocal than others, influenced by breed and personality. Vocalization varies widely. Some cats chatter frequently, commenting on meals or daily events, while others remain mostly silent, relying on body language. Breed plays a role. Siamese and other Oriental breeds are famously talkative, often seeming to converse with humans. Breeds like the British Shorthair or Norwegian Forest Cat tend to be quieter. Personality matters just as much. Some cats learn that vocalizing gets results, while others have their needs met without sound. For those who enjoy interaction, a vocal cat is delightful. For others, a quieter companion is preferable. Understanding your cat's communication style is part of respecting its individuality. Cats may need soft surfaces when they feel content. Few behaviors are more endearing than rhythmic paw kneading on blankets, pillows, or laps. Known as making biscuits, this behavior originates in kittenhood when nursing stimulates milk flow. It becomes associated with warmth and safety. Many adults retain it, kneading when relaxed or preparing to rest. Some knead their humans, showing deep trust and affection. Loud purring or even drooling may accompany this state of bliss. Though claws can be uncomfortable, kneading is not aggressive but an expression of happiness. Gently redirecting to a soft surface is fine, but punishment can damage trust. Cats often follow their humans from room to room out of curiosity or affection. If your cat trails you through the house, it's usually a mix of curiosity, bonding, and companionship. Cats are more social than often assumed and may follow to stay connected or avoid missing activity. It signals comfort and trust. Sometimes they seek play or affection, other times simply presence. Even independent cats often enjoy sharing space, finding reassurance in human proximity. A cat's purr can be soothing to humans and may lower blood pressure. The calming effects of purring have long been noted, and research supports this. Petting a purring cat can reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and promote calm. The vibration frequency of 25 to 50 Hz has been linked to healing and pain reduction. Some studies suggest benefits to bone density and recovery. While research continues, the comfort is undeniable. A purr is a gift that resonates beyond the cat, offering peace in a noisy world. Cats spend much of their waking time hunting or simulating hunting through play. Even well-fed cats retain strong hunting drives expressed through play. Toys become prey substitutes, and play supports mental and physical health by honing reflexes and instincts. Without play, cats may become bored or destructive. Interactive play mimicking prey movement provides essential outlets. Ensuring this is vital for feline well-being. A cat's claws grow continuously and are shed in layers. Like fingernails, claws grow constantly, but cats maintain them by shading the outer layer to reveal a sharper claw beneath. This is why you might sometimes notice small translucent claw sheaths around your home, especially near scratching posts or spots where the cat scratches often. Scratching fulfills several purposes. It removes the old claw sheath. It marks territory through both visible scratch marks and scent left by glands in the paws. And it offers a satisfying stretch for the muscles in the cat's legs, shoulders, and back. Because claw growth and shading never stop, scratching is a lifelong behavior. Cats require appropriate surfaces to scratch. Whether that means a scratching post, a cat tree, or a designated piece of furniture. Trying to prevent a cat from scratching entirely is not only ineffective but also unfair to the cat. It is like asking a person never to trim their nails. Instead, the goal is to provide acceptable outlets for the behavior and to redirect the cat away from unsuitable surfaces. Understanding the biological need for scratching leads to more effective and compassionate management of the behavior. A startled cat may arch its back and puff up its fur to look larger. When a cat is frightened or feels threatened, its body undergoes a dramatic change. The cat arches its back into a high, pronounced curve, turns sideways to show the largest possible profile, and puffs up its fur, a reaction called pillow erection. The tail becomes a bristling bottle brush, and the cat may stand on tiptoe to add even more height. This display is meant to make the cat appear as large and intimidating as possible, a bluff designed to deter a potential aggressor. In the wild, appearing bigger can mean the difference between avoiding a fight and being injured. Even though domestic cats rarely face such dangers, the instinct remains. The arched back and puffed fur can be triggered by anything the cat perceives as a threat, from a sudden loud noise to an unfamiliar animal. It is important to recognize this display as a sign of fear, not aggression. Although a frightened cat may lash out if it feels cornered, the best response is to remove the perceived threat if possible and give the cat space and time to calm down. Speaking softly, moving slowly, and allowing the cat to retreat to a safe place will help it feel secure again. The arched back and puffed fur offer a glimpse into the cat's emotional state, a signal that it needs reassurance and safety. Cats have a specialized hunting technique known as the stalk and pounce. The hunting behavior of a cat follows a predictable sequence refined over millions of years. It begins with stalking, where the cat moves slowly and deliberately, keeping its body low to the ground, eyes locked on the target. The cat pauses often, judging distance and timing. This is not hesitation but careful calculation. Every muscle is tense. Every sense is focused. The tail may twitch slightly. The only movement as the cat inches closer. Then comes the pounce. In a sudden burst of power, the cat leaps forward, covering the distance in a fraction of a second. The front paws extend, claws out to seize the prey. If the pounce succeeds, the cat delivers a bite, usually to the back of the neck, severing the spinal cord and killing the prey quickly. This method is efficient and effective, reducing risk to the cat while maximizing success. Domestic cats practice this sequence constantly, even during play. A toy dragged across the floor triggers the stalking behavior, followed by the pounce. Watching a cat engage in this behavior, whether with prey or a toy, is witnessing a predator at work, every movement precise and purposeful. Cats often sleep in sunny spots because they are drawn to warmth. One of the most iconic images of a cat is a feline curled up in a patch of sunlight, soaking in the heat. Cats are strongly attracted to warm places, rooted in both biology and comfort. A cat's body temperature is slightly higher than a human's, typically between 101 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. To maintain this temperature without using excess energy, cats seek out warmth. Sunlight provides radiant heat, warming the cat's body and allowing deeper relaxation. Additionally, warmth soothes muscles and joints, which may be especially helpful for older cats experiencing stiffness or discomfort. The attraction to sunny spots may also be a leftover instinct from the cat's desert-dwelling ancestors, who basked in the sun during cooler times of day. For indoor cats, sunny window sills and bright patches of floor become prized napping locations. As the sun shifts throughout the day, you may notice your cat moving along with it to follow the warmth. Providing access to sunny spots is a simple way to enhance a cat's quality of life, offering comfort and contentment with no effort required from the human. A cat's tail helps it maintain balance when climbing or jumping. The tail is often seen as merely decorative or communicative, but it serves an important physical role as well. A cat's tail acts as a counterbalance, helping maintain stability when navigating narrow surfaces, making sharp turns, or executing complex jumps. When a cat walks along a fence or narrow ledge, the tail moves subtly side to side, adjusting the center of gravity and preventing falls. When jumping, the tail adds momentum and helps control trajectory. During a fall, the tail is part of the complex system that allows the cat to twist its body and land on its feet. The tail is also used for balance during high-speed chases and sudden direction changes, common during hunting or play. Cats with short tails or no tails, such as the Manx breed, can still maintain balance as their bodies compensate in other ways, but the tail remains a valuable tool. Watching a cat move, observing the subtle shifts and tail movements, reveals how integral it is to the cat's grace and agility. It is not just an accessory, but an active participant in nearly every physical action the cat takes. Many cats enjoy high perches because they offer a sense of security and control. In the wild, elevation equals safety. A cat perched high in a tree or on a rocky outcrop is protected from many ground-dwelling predators and gains an excellent vantage point to observe surroundings. This instinct persists in domestic cats, who often seek the highest points in their environment. The top of a bookshelf, a cat tree, or the back of a couch all serve as elevated thrones from which the cat can survey its domain. From this height, the cat can watch the comings and goings of household members, monitor anything unusual or interesting, and feel a sense of control over its territory. High perches also provide an escape from unwanted interaction. If a cat feels overwhelmed by a rambunctious dog, a visiting child, or too much activity, it can retreat to a high spot where it feels safe. Providing vertical space through cat trees, shelves, or cleared furniture tops is an important part of creating an enriching environment. It allows natural behaviors, reduces stress, and gives the cat choices about how and where to spend its time. A cat with access to vertical space is often happier and more confident. Cats have a third eyelid that protects and moistens the eye. Most people are familiar with the upper and lower eyelids of a cat, but many are unaware of the third eyelid, also called the nictitating membrane. This thin, translucent membrane sits in the inner corner of the eye and can sweep horizontally across it to provide added protection and moisture. In a healthy cat, the third eyelid is usually not visible, tucked away in the corner. It may appear briefly when the cat is very relaxed, just waking up, or during a slow blink. However, if the third eyelid remains visible and covers part of the eye, it may signal illness, injury, or dehydration. The third eyelid serves several key functions. It protects the eye from debris and injury, especially when moving through dense vegetation or during a fight. It also helps spread tears evenly across the eye's surface, keeping it moist and clean. The third eyelid is shared by many animals, including birds, reptiles, and some mammals. It is a reminder of shared evolutionary history and ancient adaptation that persists because it continues to serve its purpose well. Cats may groom their humans by licking them, which is a sign of affection. If your cat licks you, whether on your hand, arm, or even face, it is engaging in a behavior called allogrooming. In cat colonies and among bonded cats, mutual grooming is common. It strengthens bonds, shows affection, and helps maintain cleanliness. When a cat licks you, it is treating you as a family member, offering the same care it gives to another trusted cat. The rough texture of a cat's tongue may feel uncomfortable to humans, but the intention is affectionate. The cat is sharing its scent, reinforcing the bond and expressing trust. Some cats lick their humans often, while others rarely do. This difference comes down to individual personality. Not all cats are equally expressive, and some show affection in other ways, such as sitting nearby, slow blinking, or bringing gifts. Understanding that licking is a compliment, a sign of social bonding, can help you appreciate the gesture, even if it feels a bit strange. It is one of the many ways cats communicate love, using behaviors that are natural and meaningful in their world. Cats have been linked to witchcraft and superstition throughout history. Throughout history, cats have been surrounded by myth and superstition, particularly in Europe during the Middle Ages. Black cats especially were often associated with witchcraft. It was believed witches could transform into cats or that cats acted as familiars, supernatural companions to those practicing magic. This belief led to widespread persecution of cats, especially black ones, which were often killed alongside accused witches. Ironically, the mass killing of cats may have contributed to the spread of the bubonic plague, as rat populations, no longer controlled by cats, surged. Over time, attitudes toward cats differed by culture. In some places, cats were seen as bad luck, especially if a black cat crossed one's path. In others, cats were viewed as good luck, protectors of the home, and bringers of fortune. In Japan, the maneki neko, or beckoning cat, is a talisman believed to bring prosperity. Despite this dark history of superstition, cats endured and thrived. Today, they are among the most beloved pets worldwide. Their mysterious nature is now seen as part of their charm rather than a cause for fear. The superstitions have faded, but fascination with cats remains as strong as ever. A cat may present its rear end to you as a friendly greeting. One behavior that puzzles new cat owners is when a cat approaches, turns around, and presents its rear directly to your face. While this may seem rude or unpleasant to humans, in cat language it is a friendly and trusting gesture. When cats greet one another, they often sniff each other's rear ends to gather scent-based information. The anal glands in this area provide details about identity, health, and even mood. By presenting its rear to you, the cat is offering this information, essentially saying, "Here I am. This is who I am." It is a sign of trust and openness. Humans lack the same scent-reading ability, but the cat does not realize this. It is simply following instinct and treating you as it would another cat. The appropriate response is not disgust, but acknowledgement in a way the cat understands, such as petting the back or head or offering a slow blink. Over time, you can gently redirect the cat to present its side or head instead. Understanding the intent behind the behavior helps preserve the bond. It is another example of how cats communicate in their own language, and learning that language is key to a harmonious relationship. Cats have a highly developed hunting instinct even if they have never seen prey. The hunting instinct in cats is innate, present from birth, and requiring no teaching or experience to appear. A kitten raised entirely indoors, never exposed to mice or birds, will still show hunting behaviors when given the right stimulus. The sight of something small moving quickly, whether a toy, a bug, or a string, triggers the urge to stalk and pounce. This happens because the neural pathways controlling hunting are hardwired into the cat's brain. They do not need to be learned. However, skill refinement does benefit from practice and, in the wild, observation of the mother and play with siblings. A cat that has never hunted may be less efficient, but the desire and basic motor patterns remain. This is why even well-fed cats hunt. It is not about hunger. It is about fulfilling a deep biological drive. Recognizing this helps owners provide proper outlets. Interactive play that mimics hunting, allowing stalking, chasing, pouncing, and capturing a toy, satisfies this instinct safely and leads to a happier, more balanced cat. Cats are often more active at night because of their predatory nature. While domestic cats have adapted somewhat to human schedules, many remain most active at dawn and dusk, a pattern inherited from wild ancestors. This crepuscular activity can extend into nighttime, making cats seem more nocturnal than they are. The reason for nighttime activity is rooted in the cat's role as a predator. Many prey animals, especially small rodents, are active during twilight and night hours. Hunting when prey is available and low light offers an advantage shaped the cat's rhythm over millions of years. For indoor cats, this may appear as bursts of energy late at night or early morning. Sometimes called the midnight zoomies, the cat races through the house, pounces on imaginary prey, and engages in intense play. While disruptive to sleeping humans, it is simply instinct at work. Providing interactive play in the evening before bed can help tire the cat and better align activity with human schedules. Understanding and accommodating a cat's natural rhythms leads to more peaceful coexistence. A cat's fur color can sometimes hint at aspects of personality or breed heritage. While it is risky to generalize too much, there are interesting correlations between fur color and certain traits, though these are more closely tied to breed tendencies than color alone. For example, orange or ginger cats are often described as especially friendly and outgoing. This may be because orange coloring is common in breeds known for sociable personalities and because the orange gene is linked to the X chromosome, making orange cats more often male, and male cats are sometimes more outgoing. Calico and tortoiseshell cats, almost always female due to genetics, are sometimes said to have tortitude, a spirited, independent, and occasionally feisty personality. Again, this is not a strict rule, but an observation many cat owners often share. Black cats, despite their unfortunate legacy of superstition, are frequently described as affectionate and gentle. White cats with blue eyes may have a higher occurrence of deafness due to genetic factors, which can influence their behavior and how they interact with their surroundings. These are general trends, and every cat is an individual. Still, understanding possible breed heritage or genetic background linked to certain colorings can offer insight into a cat's temperament. Ultimately, personality is shaped by genetics, early experiences, and environment, not solely by fur color. Cats have traveled to space, with the first feline astronaut launched in 1963. The story of cats in space is a small yet fascinating chapter in the history of space exploration. On 18 October 1963, France launched a cat named Félicite into space as part of a research program studying the effects of spaceflight on living organisms. Félicite, sometimes referred to in records as Astrocat, was a small black and white stray from Paris. She was fitted with electrodes to monitor neurological activity during the flight. The mission was brief, lasting just 15 minutes, and Félicite experienced about 5 minutes of weightlessness before the capsule parachuted safely back to Earth. She survived the journey and provided valuable data on how the brain functions in zero gravity. Sadly, Félicite was euthanized months later so scientists could study her brain. Her contribution was largely forgotten for decades, but recent years have brought renewed interest in her story. In 2018, a statue was unveiled in her honor, recognizing her as the first and only cat to travel to space. Félicite's story reminds us of the many animals who contributed to human space exploration, often at great personal cost. A cat's memory can extend back several years for meaningful events or places. Cats possess impressive long-term memories, especially for experiences tied to strong emotions. A cat that lived in a certain home as a kitten may remember it years later if returned, moving through the space with familiarity. Likewise, a cat may recall a traumatic event, such as a vet visit or a frightening encounter with a dog, and react with fear or avoidance long afterward. This long-term memory is vital for survival. In the wild, cats must remember reliable food sources, safe hiding places, and rival territories. They remember which experiences were dangerous and which were safe. Domestic cats retain this ability, storing information that helps them navigate their world and make choices. This is why early experiences matter so much. A kitten with positive interactions during the critical socialization period, usually between 2 and 7 weeks of age, is more likely to become confident and well-adjusted. Conversely, a kitten exposed to fear or pain during this time may carry those memories and fears for life. Understanding the strength of feline memory encourages us to create positive experiences and handle cats with care and compassion, knowing today's moments may last for years. Cats can recognize their owner's voice but may choose not to respond. One charming and sometimes frustrating aspect of living with a cat is its selective response to human communication. Research shows cats can distinguish their owner's voice from strangers when hearing recordings of different people calling their name. Cats often display subtle recognition, such as ear or head movements, upon hearing their owner's voice. However, many do not approach or vocalize in response, even when recognition is clear. This is not because cats are less intelligent or less bonded than dogs, but because they are naturally more independent. In the wild, cats are solitary hunters and do not rely on pack cooperation. They have not been bred for thousands of years to respond immediately to human commands. A cat that hears its name and does not come is not being disobedient but exercising autonomy. The cat recognizes the call and decides whether it merits a response. This independence is part of what many people love about cats. They are not servile but partners who choose. When they do respond, seek you out, or come when called, it feels meaningful because it is freely given. The ancient Egyptians mourned their cats deeply, sometimes shaving their eyebrows in grief. In ancient Egypt, the death of a household cat was a major event marked by sincere mourning. Families shaved their eyebrows as a public sign of grief. The cat's body was carefully mummified, wrapped in linen, and sometimes placed in ornate coffins. These mummified cats were buried in dedicated cemeteries, often with offerings like food or small mummified mice for the afterlife. The care and ritual surrounding feline death reflect the deep reverence Egyptians held for cats. They were not merely pets or workers, but sacred beings connected to the divine and honored in death as in life. While this may seem extreme today, it reflects a worldview that recognized animals as spiritually significant. Even now, many people feel profound grief at the loss of a feline companion. The bond between human and cat can be deep and enduring, and mourning that loss is natural and healthy. The ancient Egyptians understood something still true today: cats are more than animals. They are companions, family, and for some, a link to something greater. A cat's paws are incredibly sensitive and can detect ground vibrations. A cat's paws are not just for walking, but highly sensitive tactile organs that gather information about the environment. Paw pads contain many nerve endings that sense texture, temperature, and subtle vibrations. This sensitivity allows silent movement and precise footing on uneven surfaces. The pads also detect vibrations in the ground, alerting cats to nearby prey even when hidden. In addition, paw pads contain scent glands. When a cat scratches, it leaves both visible marks and scent, claiming territory. Paws are also vital for grooming. Cats lick their paws and use them to clean their faces and ears, areas unreachable by the tongue. The dexterity and sensitivity of feline paws make them versatile tools for hunting, climbing, grooming, and communication. Watching a cat use its paws, whether batting a toy, kneading a blanket, or gently touching your hand, reveals an instrument of remarkable precision and sensitivity. Cats sometimes use a slow blink as a sign of affection and trust. The slow blink is one of the most subtle and beautiful ways cats communicate with humans. When a cat looks at you and slowly closes its eyes, pauses, and opens them again, it offers trust and affection. In cat language, direct staring can be threatening. A slow blink says, "I feel safe with you. I trust you enough to close my eyes." Often called a cat kiss, it can be returned by slowly blinking back. Many cats respond in kind, creating a quiet exchange of goodwill. This form of communication is especially useful with shy or fearful cats because it is non-threatening. Unlike reaching out to touch, which can overwhelm, a slow blink is a gentle way to express warmth and kindness. Though small, it can deepen the bond, building trust through a shared language beyond words. A well-socialized cat is comfortable with many people and situations. Socialization is critical in a cat's development, especially in the first months of life. Between 2 and 7 weeks of age, kittens are most open to new experiences, which shape adult behavior. A kitten handled gently by different people, exposed to varied sights and sounds, and allowed positive interactions with other animals is more likely to become confident and well-adjusted. Conversely, a kitten that is isolated or handled roughly may grow fearful or aggressive. Socialization does not end at 7 weeks, though that period is most impactful. Cats can continue learning throughout life, though it may take more patience. Adult cats lacking early socialization can gain confidence through gradual exposure and positive reinforcement. A well-socialized cat is a joy to live with, relaxed around visitors, adaptable to change, and comfortable in many situations. This gift begins with care during those crucial early weeks. Cats are skilled at hiding illness, a trait inherited from wild ancestors. In the wild, appearing weak is dangerous. Predators target the vulnerable, and social animals may abandon those who cannot keep up. As a result, cats evolved to conceal illness or injury. This instinct remains in domestic cats, making it hard for owners to detect problems. A sick cat may still eat, groom, and move normally, revealing illness only when advanced. Subtle changes like hiding more, altered appetite, litter box changes, reduced grooming, or different vocalization can be early signs. Owners must be attentive to normal behavior to notice when something is wrong. Regular veterinary checkups are also important, as vets may detect issues early. Understanding that cats hide illness encourages vigilance and proactive care. It reminds us that caring for a cat means noticing quiet signals and small changes that may indicate trouble. A cat's sense of time is tied to routine and environmental cues. Cats do not understand time like humans, but they anticipate events based on patterns and cues. A cat may know dinner time not by a clock, but by routine, sunlight angle, household sounds, or your arrival home. These cues help predict what comes next. This is why cats often appear by the food bowl before you reach for the bag. They have learned the sequence leading to meals. Sensitivity to routine is also why schedule changes can be stressful. A cat used to consistent feeding or companionship may become anxious if routines shift suddenly. Maintaining consistency helps cats feel secure and reduces stress. When changes are necessary, gradual transitions help adjustment. Understanding how cats experience time reminds us that predictability is a source of comfort and security in their world. Cats have been companions to famous historical figures and artists throughout history. Many notable individuals found inspiration and companionship in cats. Writers especially seem drawn to feline friends. Ernest Hemingway adored his polydactyl cats, whose descendants still live in his Key West home. Mark Twain wrote fondly of his cats, filling his home with them. T.S. Eliot wrote whimsical poems about cats that inspired the musical Cats. Artists like Pablo Picasso, Henry Matisse, and Andy Warhol were known cat lovers, often featuring felines in their work. Leaders and scientists also shared their lives with cats. Winston Churchill had a marmalade cat named Jock for comfort, and Albert Einstein kept a cat named Tiger, whom he reportedly comforted when it seemed sad. These stories show the enduring bond between humans and cats across time, culture, and profession. Cats offer companionship, calm, and inspiration. Their presence soothes the mind, provides quiet company, and reminds us of simple pleasures like warmth and stillness. And so, dear listener, our gentle journey through the world of cats comes to a close. From ancient Egypt's deserts to modern homes, cats have walked beside us, independent yet affectionate, mysterious yet familiar. They have shared our hearts, beds, and lives, offering comfort through soft purrs and quiet presence. We explored the biology that makes them extraordinary, from flexible spines and retractable claws to keen senses and graceful movement. We learned their behaviors, the language of slow blinks, tail positions, and kneading paws. We saw how they communicate, bond, and navigate a world both domestic and wild. Cats remind us that independence has beauty, that freely given affection is precious, and that grace exists in simple movements. They teach us to value routine, rest, and play at every age. In their eyes is curiosity, in their purr is peace, and in their presence is companionship that asks little and gives much. As you rest now, perhaps with a cat nearby or a memory close to your heart, let that warmth fill you. Picture a cat in sunlight, stretched in contentment, breathing slow and steady. Hear the gentle purr, resonating with calm. See a cat grooming patiently, leaping gracefully, curling into a perfect circle of warmth. Let these images guide you toward sleep. The world of cats is full of contrasts, wild and tame, independent and devoted, stillness and sudden energy. It exists alongside ours, sometimes overlapping, sometimes apart but always present. As you drift, let the quiet wisdom of cats surround you. They know when to rest, play, connect, or retreat. They remind us to live with grace, curiosity, and deep restful peace. Close your eyes. Let your breathing slow. Feel the softness beneath you as a cat seeks the warmest spot. Let go of the day, thoughts, worries. Sink into the deep rest cats know so well. There is nothing to do, nowhere to be. Simply rest. Simply breathe. Simply be. And as dreams come, no cats continue their ancient rhythms, sleeping in sunbeams, prowling twilight, purring in the dark. They endure graceful and mysterious, reminding us that some connections transcend time and that in the quiet company of a cat, peace needs no words. Good night, dear listener. May your dreams be gentle, your rest deep, and may you wake refreshed, greeting a new day with the quiet grace of a cat stretching in morning light. Sleep well.